Okay, so today, gang, in Dark Age of Camelot, drama, community, and popcorn, and everything else, we're going to talk about how the government employees are using electronic arts services and subscriptions to harass me, menacing by stalking. Okay, there was a comment on my YouTube, and I made sure to take a screenshot of it just in case it magically disappears to kind of make me question my sanity and perception. You know, a nice little trick of the CIA. All right. It's called sarcasm, by the way, you fuckheads at the CIA. See, I'm allergic to bullshit. Okay, that's why I don't like Joe Biden or Barack Hitler or Hillary Clinton. And when I'm subjected to bullshit, I break out in sarcasm. Sarcasm is actually a sign of a healthy brain. That's a scientific fact, by the way. You can look that up. Okay, so you'll notice I'm talking to a guildmate privately here. Okay? And I mentioned some idiot on my YouTube tried to use the name Sassy earlier. And he seemed to know I had a cat named Sassy as I was typing it in. Notice mine came in just a little bit after that, okay? And then he mentioned he noticed that. He knows that player and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and some bullshit about her playing 3L rounds. I don't give a fuck about all that. So I started talking about the Verizon scandal with the NSA illegally tapping into people's phones and emails and things like that. And, you know, how Promised is involved in all this. Okay, because Promise said, let's play a game, and all of a sudden all this shit started. So I don't know what level of authority he has over all this, but cheaters aren't getting banned when I record them. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop recording them. It just means I'm going to have to take a break here and there because, you know, I got to rest. Okay, I'm not going to stop. I am human, though, and this is pushing me to my limits. All right, I mentioned how my taxes are not going to fund a bunch of lazy government employees to hijack the video game that I'm paying for, mind you. Okay. And they're going down for violating my rights, period. You know, this is me talking privately in guild chat, okay? And before I left the guild, we were the only two guild players in. Okay, and I mentioned how the Demon Rats are called the hypocritical crap party and how Joe Biden and Al Sharpton are both Democrats and cheat their taxes. Stop Trump's border wall while using my tax dollars to build a wall. Now notice I'm in private chats here, okay, which means I'm not in like public chats, okay? That's part of why we have guild and alliance chats and personal messages and things like that. Okay, we can talk about these things. And I brought up the Verizon scandal, and then I mentioned the difference was the fact that I'm a customer. And I figured this out on my own, and the CIA never accounted for that. And while discussing with this, all right, I started explaining how the CIA acts nothing more than an American version of the Russian KGB. That's exactly what they are, okay? And all of a sudden, this player, whom I've never seen in guild chats before, claims they don't work for the CIA, blah, blah, blah. So I brought up my medical history and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm nice to everyone until given a reason not to be. And then, of course, I started bringing up about breaking the law and things like that. And, oh, do you know mental health is just as important as physical health, and stress is one of the biggest killers? Now, that's exactly what the person claiming they were a little sassy on my YouTube channel said. Coincidence? I think not. So I said, yeah, eye roll. I was like, you obviously know it if you're trying to project it back onto me. Like, I literally just said, willingly means I acknowledge there is something wrong with me. Once the person acknowledges a problem, that problem can no longer be used to hurt them. I know mental health is a problem. That is why I'm willingly and paying out of my pocket for my counseling services and my doctor's appointments on my own. That's why I'm using my resources to get my head right. Okay? So as you can see, I am being patronized. All right, I am being gaslighted. And I made that a point. Because I left the guild as a result. Because when I get patronized and gaslighted, it does piss me off. Because you're insulting my intelligence. Okay? And so I went ahead and privately messaged the player and let them know they are ignored, meaning they will not show up in chats anymore. They will not see my chats. Private messages are the only way we can speak to each other. You're not to talk to me in game or on my YouTube, sassy. Doing so places you in violation of Ohio Revised Code for menacing by stalking and thus in violation of EA and user license agreement. I do not give a fuck if you work for the CIA or whatever branch of the government. None of you are above the law. Do I make myself clear? And you will notice she did not respond. No response is a response. Thanks for watching, guys.